angry with them, and so on. But I'm going to tell you that politicians don't create jobs. The government don't create jobs. The role of creating jobs race is closing the tide and delve much more into the elephant in the room, thriving and sustainability. In life, if you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will hear you and nobody will know what you're all about. So I'm calling on the Chamber of Commerce and AKWA to do much more in driving about our great state. Use the new Oron fiber optics line proposed by His Excellency Dr. Oron and received by Dr. Oron earlier this year in telling the stories of AKWA, telling that we are ready and open for business. Oron put it quite clearly. We want to reassure our people of our readiness to partner with creative entrepreneurship projects and support them to thrive as part of His Excellency's Arise agenda. And we use this forum to formally invite our Excellency to our General Motors electric vehicle plant in North America. I will facilitate the trip. Let's say this, whether you like it or not, the responsibilities of changing AKWA state from a hunter-gathering environment that it is today to a complex engineering, jobs and information technology hub of Nigeria start this room, engineers and scientists. Unfortunately, no previous generations needed you any housing or local structure. You may have to start from the scratch, but alas, they did not have to compete as we do today for scarce resources and meet a large population. They did not have to write anything down, nor did they have to study thermodynamics and Ohm's law. But our previous job creators died and their businesses died with them. Those that created the job. Businesses such as Yamete Kutus Motors, and some enterprises, Red, the Time International, my uncle, a day ago, recently the Jubilee strange maker, they've all gone and they're no longer in business. Why? So I want to skip something because we don't have enough time. I want to emphasize that in order for us to create jobs, it starts with invention or it starts with putting it on paper that we are opening a company. So without innovation, without invention, without anything, you can't just, without a plan, you can't just create a job in a vacuum. So in Europe and America, government only creates enabling environment. It's only the private sector that creates job opportunities. In order to create jobs and opportunities, you must first start with data. So data is very important. You've got to know what the buying power of the community is. That is the reason why we are struggling, is that there are no jobs, there are no industries to employ our people, there are no insurance companies. In America, the economic engine of America is insurance companies, which is backed up by jobs. Because if you have a job and that job matches your contribution to your insurance company and pays you your health care, so you can go to the hospital and the society keeps coming along. So we have so many things that I'm going to talk about in my slides as I delve further. What comes with the quest to create engineering jobs, infrastructure, constant power, electric, clean restaurants, recreational yards, public parks, museums. We must wake up, we must do better. We cannot just resign our fate to providence. The Achilles heels for us is that our well-to-do engineers and scientists, they like to come to Washington DC or where I am and buy homes and want to compete with the white guys rather than focusing at home. And so I think things are changing. I quite applaud the Honorable Senator Ekong for his outspokenness in the National Assembly. I always forget his name, let me do that. The Senator representing AKWA South in the National Assembly, Senator Ekong Samson. You guys are very lucky to have this senator, because what I've read so far means that this senator is up for business. It's challenging the fraud that is at Jakarta Steel Complex, and it's challenging the fraud that is outside. So I think more things are going to come from this senator, and I must congratulate him if he's in this room, because I've read a lot about what it's all about. How is it that China, India, Taiwan, Korea, and the rest of the world are dominating? And how is it that after Second World War, Germany that was decimated, Japan that was decimated, quickly rebuilt? The reason was because they had local structures. There were wires in the ground. But we have no wires in the ground. We have no economic structure. Our great grandparents did not build foundry shops they did not build mom and pop shops in engineering that we, the educated ones now, can go back and do and take it up to become industry. So as it is, we must urgently go back to the basics and start creating local engineering structures, which would give to our coming generation. Advanced degrees combined with acquired skills would help in the coming generation to enable acquired state and Nigeria to experience the things of economic development and wealth creation. I'm going to quickly wrap up this so that I do this slide. Previously, Julius Berger notified the former President Buhari that and that's the main reason that they import talent from overseas. Julius Berger was doing this to preempt the president so that when they submit $1 trillion, then the president will not argue that the money is too much. So quite encouraging the Nigerian Universities Commission to pardon the universities and recommend a modification in our curricula to include a presentation of skills dexterity upon graduation along with degree. So AKWA State must make it very easy to start a business, to open a company. A one-page online form and payment approved within 48 hours would help. We must be serious because anybody that opening a company must be serious because the company or the business, once it's open, will start paying taxes to the state. So the state must set up policies to incentivize engineers to opening engineering companies. Now, if you permit me, let me go over to the lecture slides before I take your questions. Thank you so much. So I am beginning the lectures now. Can you see my screen? I think that's a yes. So as part of the advice agenda of the governor, I'm very encouraged with the main one fiber optics line. I think this is, if anything, this is going to set AKWA apart in sub-Saharan Africa. We must utilize this. We must brag about this. So the governor said we want to reassure our people of our readiness to partner with creative entrepreneurship projects and support them to try. So all the engineers in this room should be very happy about this, and I want all of you to start writing proposals on Monday. So there are so many categories of engineering. All of you in this room know. So these are all job creators. Engineers are job creators. In the United States, engineers create jobs, not the government. So you can see the various disciplines of engineering. And these are high-paying, high-salary jobs when they trade. So I'm not just going to waste time on this. You know the discipline that they are. What I have here is the top engineering. I don't know if you can see my full screen. What I have here is the top engineering companies of the world. My skin is a little bit blocked out over the money. So you have Honeywell International as number 14. The revenue is about $36.7 million annually. The number of employees they employ is 118,000. The next one, some of the business with Mitsubishi Heavy Industry. The revenue is 37 million annually, and the number of employees is 81,000. The Boyers of France, the number of employees is 130,000, and the revenue is 42 million. I hope you are getting my drift, what I'm showing you on the screen, which further reinforces the role of engineers in creating jobs. Look at all these jobs. If we have engineering companies in AKWA Ibom, no matter how small, but they pay good, the engineers get paid well, and then that pay for the explode the entire family and close family relatives. And they have insurance too, that members of the family will go to the hospital based on that engineer's insurance. So in this country of America, insurance companies are extremely successful because, and that's why they advertise on television every second of the day. So the next company there is SK with $43 million annual revenue. The number of employees is 190,000. Vinci of Italy, the number of 54.7 million. The number of employees is 222,000. Siemens of Germany, revenue is $64 million annually. Number of employees, 293,000. Then let's get into China. You have the power China, they are number 7 in the world. The revenue is 67 million and they employ 180,000 people. Then this is the one I want to zoom in on. Hitachi Company. This is a Japanese company. It's number 6 in the world. The revenue is $80.3 million and the number of employees is 301,000. Now, this was started by electrical engineer. Hitachi Company was started by electrical engineer by the name of Oron. Oron worked in the local structures that he was born to see, the mining company. So he worked in the mining company for so many years, and then he saw the problem that was happening in the mine. exercise of these dual certificates of baccalaureate degree and skills acquisition certificate before graduation. So the state should seek immediate detachment from the national grid as being proposed by ABIA. The gas turbine geometric electrical plant in Abia with 22% efficiency may not be very adequate to power engineering companies. So what I'm proposing is, in addition to all the things I've proposed, like solar, thermal, geothermal, hydrothermal, and all the thermals, and also sending our people out into various countries that are doing well, we need to also bring in the Dutch engineers. It doesn't cost more money to bring the Dutch, the Germans, and the Canadian, Australian engineers to our state. We have everything, especially the main one, fiber optic line, will attract them, because there's nothing that these people are like than high-speed internet. So bring these people in, they will solve our power problem easily. I repeat, easily. Spend a little money, bring these guys in. I can facilitate this. They know what to do. The Dutch engineers will change our state overnight from a power standpoint. Hard work. We must go back to inventing. Step back and try to bring engineering company. This from USA, Germany, Russia, India, and China. So the state must back this effort. These foreign entities are likely to be more receptive to state back effort, but they will need input from engineers in the state. So the state government will need input from you as engineers. You know, what kind of engineers you want based on the ecosystem. You gotta look at the ecosystem. For all the product that comes into a private state, the state government should, through AKWA and the Chamber of Commerce, negotiate with these companies to give our state at least a 10% local production of what we consume. Otherwise, we tell them they will lose the business. Threaten them. They don't want to lose them. They don't want to lose the business. They will bring some companies from Lagos or from Paris or from Washington or from Mumbai. They will put it in AKWA. Try it and tell me I'm wrong. So a 10% reduction of all the things that we consume in AKWA, from toiletries to lotion to soap to everything, a 10% reduction of each of these things will go a long way to planting the seed of engineering and technology companies in AKWA state. It's doable. So I'm wrapping up now before I go into software engineering. Decide on what kind of engineering company you want based on our ecosystem. Identify what you want to give. Identify what type of engineering service you want to provide. Identify the engineering maintenance you want to do. Identify the type of software you want to provide. What is your construction? What do you want to do? You must be ready to export products and services to other areas of the country. Conduct feasibility studies and analysis, write a business plan. Assemble the necessary profession. Don't want to go it alone. All the engineers in this room should combine. With a law, obviously you're going to need a lawyer and accountant. You know, you combine. All the Hitachi didn't do it alone. They had a lawyer, they had an accountant to count the money, they had a lawyer to challenge anybody that comes after them. So the lawyers are very important. Rather than chasing the politicians, the lawyers will be fully paid by you. And they will be happy. There's nothing as good as having a lawyer that is happy. So, one of the biggest areas that we are blessed with is agricultural employment. We have better land, we have rainforest almost all year round. Why are we not mechanizing our farm? I suggest the state government to consult the Zimbabwean white farmers. Right now they are located in Zambia. We must go after them, bring them to our state. They will set up a mechanized agriculture in the state, employing thousands. Try it. I'm ready to facilitate this if the state government is interested. A mechanized farming is what we need. We will produce some farmers food in the state. The state government will not have to supplement the surgical operation just for people to go and have surgery. We will have oxygen in our hospitals. And everything will be charged to insurance company. By the way, I encourage everybody in this room to start thinking about setting up an industry. an insurance company as well as engineering company, because the insurance company is very good. So the case studies that I have for you is solar fish drying also in AKWA State. Do we have that? We know our farmers fish. Most of our people are fish and then they get fish. Do we have the way of drying those fish more efficiently? Portable useful air conditioner for homes. Our homes and houses are very hot. If there's no generator running, we can gather into air conditioner. Most homes in AKWA State don't have air conditioner. So the rooms are very hot. Why not think about inventing a portable useful air conditioner for homes, powered by solar or anything? Mobile air conditioning unit for farm produce storage, so that our produce doesn't get wasted. Canned soup manufacturing, this is my passion here. I'm going to talk about it in brief. Foundry shop for state batch manufacturing, solid waste management and recycling companies. All the trials that are piled up all over southeast or east, you could become a multi-billionaire. Solar panel installation, mechanized agriculture, and equipment suppliers. These are the various engineering companies I'm just putting out. Modular homes, road hazard warning signs and engineering, a density engineers and associates. I just put that here for the able engineer, very density. You should be happy about that. So let me feature the soup manufacturing company. COVID-19 brought untold hardship to millions. Canned goods, especially canned soup, would have made a big difference. We are tired, our women are tired of cooking soup. There is no more time. Cooking gas is very expensive. The forest is depleted. We don't have cooking woods. So we must find a way to try and reduce the burden of our women. Cooking soup every day. Every day, our people like to swallow. If you don't swallow once a day, it feels like you're not eating anything, you're going to die. We need soup. So no time, very suitable for students who will attract foreign enemies as well. These are the soup. You have a Tama soup there on the left, on the right you have the fisherman soup there, and then you have the silver right. Imagine if you have all this in cans, in all the supermarkets, and then you can even export it to Troy, Michigan, or send it to Washington, D.C. They will provide, or in London. So we need this value. So I've contacted some Chinese company, and they've already invented a way of doing things. You can see there, you put the soup in the can, and the guy. The canning chamber, the quality control chamber, the labeling and shipping chamber, and these are all job creators. So the key professionals that we're putting together are electrical and electronic engineers, because they will be taking a look at the conveyor belt and all the transportation, software engineers, industrial engineers for the logistics and all the other things, mechanical engineers, food scientists, accountants, and lawyers. I should put accountants and lawyers. It will be a two-shift operation. You have morning shift and afternoon shift. Approximately, I can't see my desktop. I have something is covering it, but I hope you guys can see. They will be paid every 2 weeks. We should also change the way we pay our employees. Everybody in the state should be paid every 2 weeks. Because if you work for every 2 weeks, you need money. You don't have to wait till 1 month before you get paid. This is only done in England. The rest of the world pays everybody every 2 weeks. So we should change that. This is the machine. This is the loading basket, and this is the sterilizing machine. And then this is how it's done. You put your soup here that you put the lid on, put the lid on this machine. It's going to cook it, and you put it into this chamber here. And then the chamber will sterilize it, and then move it. This is the conveyor belt on a crane, and and put it into this sterilizing chamber for a certain period of time, and then you have your currency. So we are going through a pilot phase of this. And if you want to put money on this invention on your own, do it. All I want to see is majority of our people in Oron Nation and Oron employed and being paid living wage and given health insurance so that they can buy a car and pay for car insurance and then they live a happy life. So in the United States, I think I talked about this earlier on. The reason why the country is so successful is because there are engineering companies. For instance, I'm saying this, suppose you have a young company that makes quality exhaust fans. But you have exhaust fans that are coming in from China, coming in from India, coming in from France. How do you compete? The state government would have to do something by imposing high tariff duty or blocking some so that our local producers will be able to compete. So right now you have Ital and Glory. Ital and Glory works for a film shop, and they have dental and eye insurance because the money that the film pays, they take a little money out of that and match it with that contribution, and they dump that money to insurance company. So they also have cars, so they pay some money to insurance company so that if the car breaks down, the insurance company can take care of it, particularly in accident scenario. Now, there's a hospital here. This hospital, Ita and Glory will be able to go to this hospital. You get my point? This hospital is not government supported at all. It's on its own. There's oxygen in the hospital. There's ICU, there are beds. Because the hospital is having a lot of money coming in from insurance company. So but in our state right now, this is missing. I hope you see my cursor. There are no engineering companies. So Ita and Glory are doing buying and selling. They don't have health insurance. They can't afford car insurance. They can't even afford any car by themselves. And above all, they can't go to the hospital when they are sick. You see the issue? This is the clear issue right here. So let me try another. Sustainability of engineering company. For ecosystem, the following must be avoided. A polygamous business owner or having many children from different partners. So if you are starting an engineering company, I'm recommending that you stick with your wife and don't have many children from many partners. Because when you die or in your old age, it's going to present a problem. There's no lack of proper management of structures, including having a board of directors. Board of directors is very important. Must have board of directors. Companies must not be run as a municipality, like I talked about earlier. We must not be employing the wrong people at critical positions. We must share all our profits with our communities. For instance, our general models, last year, each company, an average bonus was about $25,000 for all salaried employees. So when you give employees profit sharing, they are happy. They are ready to work very hard because they know that the harder they work, the better the company do well, the well they are going to be doing. And they're not investing in innovation. So the founding stock is established in closer proximity to scrap metal holding and engineering company or foundry equipment maker company. So companies that feed on each other will make it happen so that too small not to fail or too big not to fail. So this process is very, very important. The companies cannot be in isolation. The people company failed because maybe there wasn't anything that was feeding it. You know, the syringe maker failed because there was no company that was feeding it, or that it was only feeding the hospital, but no company was feeding it, especially in terms of raw material. So it collapsed. Apple is one of the most valued companies in the world. Apple once fired the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. I mean, let that sink in. Steve Jobs was fired. But then later on, he entered the company as a CEO. So this must be our culture. As CEO, we must re-examine our culture so that when we form a business, it becomes a board. The board owns the company. not the founder becomes the chairman, but the chairman can be fired if the chairman misbehaves. He can be fired from the company. So this culture we must revisit, and that is the way it's done in China, in the USA, and in Europe. So I'm quickly able to show you here some of the issues that for some of our defunct companies. This was my uncle's company that was established in 1976. It was his air conditioning unit assembly plant in Calabar. It was in Goldie Street in Calabar. So my uncle, unfortunately or fortunately, had many concubines as well as his other wife. So once the uncle older or died, this company is now defunct because the children now competed for the company, and so the better solution was, if I don't have it, let it fall, let it die. So the company also died. The next one is Yamate Motor. It died because of polygamy. Again, I'm not saying polygamy is a bad thing, but if you are opening an engineering company, you should not be polygamous. You know, concentrate on your wife. Your wife has one wife is enough for you, or you don't have children from multiple partners. So in Yamate Motors, the same thing, all polygamy. The Jubilee Street Maker, not sustainable because it was, number one, it was owned by a Turkish national that had no business, didn't know our terrain, and it did not plan well for raw materials coming in. So they are saying that import duties are high, and then dollar is too high, and the cost of power municipality is too high. So that's why they just ran out of the private state. And all this good high-paying job is now in jeopardy. And finally, we have the peacock pen. This one is government owned. The government should not be owning anything. When the government owns anything, it's likely to fail. It's not going to be sustainable. So the same thing here, you have this peacock pen that was resuscitated recently, but then corruption and everything else took over. If this was owned by the board of directors, indigenous engineers and scientists, they will be looking at the book with as a whole. For instance, 48.3 million naira in sales, but they had 64.31 million in expenditure. How do you account for that? Illegal contract and all this stealing. So you can't be selling pickup for 48 million and for your expenditure is 64 million. You are running on a deficit. You get my point? So government should not be owning anything but private sector. So finally, sustainability of engineering companies is also there. If you cook soup and your soup is delicious, it's going to be sustainable. If you do anything well, you are going to be sustainable. If you innovate, you are going to be sustainable. If you are not polygamous, you are going to be sustainable. And so on and so forth. So start small, but be ready to sacrifice. Start with small wages at a time, crawl before you walk. Use YouTube effectively for help, and let's hope that we will teach something to the coming generation. So let everything start on Monday morning. This slide is going to be available for anybody that wants it. By Monday morning, start work. So I thank you so much, and congratulations to all the new inductees and our fellow honorees. I'm hoping that every one of these will aspire to be like Saramana in the future, and that will usher in the era of good things for the Oron nation, for Oron, and for the entire AKWA state in general. Thank you so much, and thank you, and God bless.
Can we give our guest lecturer a round of applause? That was very spontaneous. Ladies and gentlemen, we move straight to the Q&A answers, Q&A section. I think we can still ask the guest lecturer to be on standby in case there's a question someone may pose at the end of the day that may require attention. But permit me to quickly bring to our notice, we've been joined this afternoon by a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Etido Ian. Please, can we give him a big round of applause? Thank you so much for coming. We'll quickly bring to the notice of everyone here that the rapporteurs for this lecture, I'm sorry, we would have introduced them quite early enough, but it's not still out of place because they have to make their contribution to the presentation by Dr. IBOM. First, an associate professor of chemical engineering at AKWA State University, himself a staunch member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Rashid Babalola, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you very much. Also, please, can we have a microphone in that place? And also, joining him this afternoon is the current head, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at AKWA State University, Dr. Ubong Ukomi. Thank you very much. So we will give them, both of them, 5 minutes to do a comprehensive overview as rapporteurs of the very delectable lecture delivered by Dr. IBOM. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very eloquent MC. The topic delivered by our guest lecturer this morning, Engineer Dr. Oron, very distinguished fellows of society and colleagues. Permit me to rely on the already established protocol. Creating engineering jobs in AKWA State, constraint strategies and subsidiary. My colleague and I are going to speak on this, but to start with the constraint, I will be giving to my colleague, the head of the department, Electrical Electronics Engineer Oron. Thank you.
Thank you. Standing on existing protocol, we all listened to the presentation carried out by the Dr. IBOM. This is just the highlight of the key point of the presentation. He stated that we should all and key in to the agenda, which is the readiness of the state government to partner and give the enabling environment for partnership projects. He went further to classify categories of engineers and what they do. He said that engineers are job creators, and of course, he listed the branches of engineering, such as aerospace engineering, but let me just define what is engineering so that non-engineers can understand. It's just application of scientific principle concept to design, analyze, construct, test, and operate engineering systems. We also have agricultural engineering, automobile, biotech, chemical engineering, civil, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, food engineering, information technology, marine engineering, mechanical engineering, metallurgical engineering, etc. Now, the next topic was top engineering companies in the world. Of course, that's the reason he said we are job creators. One of the companies, number 14, Honeywell International, with a revenue turnout of about 36 million per annum, with number of employees of about 100,000 plus. We have Mitsubishi, ACS, VC, Siemens Energy, and Power China, Hitachi, and the China Standard State Construction Engineering as the topmost, with almost 206 million turnover, million in dollars, and of course the number of employers, 380,000 is the highest. We also have engineering companies and services. What do? We provide such as consultancy, maintenance, production, construction, software, etc. What makes for an economic viability for an engineering company in Akwa Ibom State? Now let's talk about it. We don't have adequate, constant and reliable power supply. This is a very important factor. And market demand, raw material, etc. Now let's look at the constraint to creating engineering jobs. Lack of experience, no empirical data, no engineering structure and shops, lacks of engineering company cluster. A quick example, he cited Microsoft, that is there in Lagos, but why not in Akwa Ibom? When we have all the available good roads, and then the good hotels, etc. So you are budgeted for AKWA to do the necessity. So due to the content, my colleague will take you on the strategies for creating jobs. Thank you.
Thank you. The guest lecturer mentioned the strategies that are expected by government in creating jobs in our state. First of all, he mentioned the cost of fuel, petrol to be 7 liter and diesel to be 1,500. That this has a effect on how to manage our local business. So we encourage that government must detach from the national grid, just like Abia has done on the case of Aba. It said, he mentioned that necessity is the greatest mother of invention. That knowing fully that if governments give engineers environment, they will carry out their own business, because job creation is not the business of government. He said turbines and other means of electricity generation should be encouraged so that we can have sustainable energy. He also said engineers need to invent. Hard worker and invention is what brings development and is what brings jobs. That engineers are creators of jobs and they are to create jobs, serve not employee. He mentioned other strategies such as the conduct of visibility, that if you want to establish a viable company, you must carry out visibility, you must establish budget, you must establish the profit margin, ROI, and so forth. He also referred to the fact that we have to mechanize. Instead, a lot of that is currently undergoing, making sure they mechanize their farm and other industry. He said if the government of the state is interested in that, he is ready to assist in that regard. He made a study by mentioning the local areas of job creation in Akwa Ibom: solar, fish, portable, solar fish drying oven, portable main school, mobile conditioner, cans, soup, laundry soup, solid waste, solid panel installation, mechanized agricultural engineering, modular homes, and so on and so forth. He cited an example how we could specialize in soup production, can it, AKWA and the rest, and you can package it up there and you are going to buy it. He gives example of the various requirements, the equipment that are required, and he display a lot of soup, AKWA and the rest, soup and the rest, and also the mechanized equipment. By and large, he shows off the design of some industry. Sustainability of also, he mentioned that government has to ensure that whatever the company, there must not be polygamy, so that such company will will not die as soon as the owner of the company died. He cited example with some companies owned by his uncle in Calabar and so on and so forth. And the speaker also cited the case of JSM Syrian company whose owner was not ready and Rabbi has followed up, and so on and so forth. Then he now concluded by saying, start small, but be ready to sacrifice more wage at the start. Crawl before walking. He also encouraged us to use YouTube effectively to help us while we are conceptualizing our company. Thank you. And I just want to use this opportunity to tell AKWA Mind that engineering job is available as I speak with you. I was privileged to be at the Global Sterling company that is right now at Ete. When you go back there, these people have brought a lot of industry to our doorstep. So the engineers, we should be happy. Any moment from now, there will be a lot of jobs. They are brought out petrochemical, they are already building it. They are brought fertilizer company, they are brought jetty, they are brought even airports. Just at that place, you need to go and see the place. You will never know such a thing is happening there. So, as I tell you, even though we are job creators, but we have to start somewhere. So, if you, the best thing is, do not look for fast money. Work hard, study hard, and there is job for you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Can we give him a big round of applause alongside Dr. IBOM as well? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can make do with just 2 questions if there are questions actually, so we can direct these questions to the guest speaker of the day. Are there questions? Just 2. We can entertain 2 questions if there are actually any sort of question. I've seen a hand there. Okay, I think that should just do. Get the microphone to him. Dr. Anete Ukpong, please. I hope you're listening to us. You react to this question so we can get other items done.
Thank you. Let me acknowledge everybody here, particularly the chairman and the honorees, and every other person here. I've seen our big friend, the president himself of the union. Mine is totally a question, but I want to agree in part with the presenter that we don't need for engineering jobs. But I also want to first make one little observation. The figures that were quoted for the revenue for the companies were actually in billion dollars. When you see 78 point something million, that is billion dollars. And when you look at an economy where one company has 78 billion, which will translate to Nigeria today of almost 130 naira. And you know our budget, our national budget is less than 30 trillion. That company alone is like 5 times the budget of Nigeria. When we begin to make comparison from that to our local, our Nigerian and AKWA IBOM companies, you see that we actually cannot totally compare, because those ones operate in a different level, and comparing ourselves to them will further discourage us. But let me also say that here, even within this our environment, we have Chief Engineer Ramana out as an example. Presenter is talking about the one that is dying and is the one that is pouring himself water. and it is very difficult to get to the level of the international companies. Over the years, when I was a little person, the Desam House in Calabar and all the other accomplishments, before you even got to know him, were where he had gone to. But because of the environment in which we belong, he has not been able to get beyond a certain level to get to the level of what we are comparing. So it is not for lack of ingenuity or lack of trying, but the environment also contributes. And this environment comes from even the schools we attend locally. The schools of engineering and the schools of architecture. I'm an architect, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. Those schools don't prepare us for what we are talking about. I don't see and I don't know any Nigerian school of engineering or architecture that teaches in depth real business, running a business of engineering or running a business of architecture, because it is when you understand the business side of what they are doing that you come out to want to create something out of the box. But if you come with the mind, with the knowledge that we had all come with from the early times, that when you come out of college from government, hardly can break out and have the politics of we are and have men who had done what we're talking about. Get somebody who is ready as an entrepreneur to come and invest. And then when you come, the regulators who are the government, you get to meet them. And the first thing they are asking for is what is in this. For me, this further discourages our people from going into that into what we are talking about. So we still must recognize that government has a role in educating its operators so that. Did I say I was going to ask a question?
No,
I didn't say
I was making a contribution.
I didn't say I was going to ask a question.
So please, for once of time, thank you.
And let me conclude. Thirdly, he has talked about that when our people are at home, we speak. But when we get to the national level, we are silent. That includes me. You know, the level of timidity we have does not help us break out at the national level. So if we are talking about creating engineering jobs, it is not just about engineering jobs. Every kind of jobs, we must be prepared for it, and we must be vocal about it. When we get timid, we can't even challenge government when they are working against the creativity of the private sector. So it is much more than saying government has to do this. The schools of engineering must have to change their own ways. The politicians in government must also have to understand that the private sector can come up and even create revenue for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know if we still have Dr. Netier. I would love to have him react to this in just a minute. Technical people, can we connect back with Dr. Netier?
The last speaker is a very wise man. He's a very, very wise man. He has touched on the heart of the what we call the stomach, the belly, the intestine. So I quite appreciate what you are saying. I alluded to the moral decrepit of our society. You could see that Inyante is not alive today. My uncle is gone. Ignatius Upon, my great uncle is gone. All the people that came before us are gone. So what does it profit us? What does it profit us that we don't look at the pride of our people, the emergence of our people, you know, to try and do the right thing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
So if you can hear me, I'm saying that, you know, the last speaker spoke very well, and we must applaud him, and we have to use the churches. The churches must not just ask for offerings. The churches must give us this moral compass to lead us. The churches hold the key to the transformation of our communities, both from an industrial standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Anetioko. I think we have to sincerely thank you for the numerous contributions you've made from the lecture
Yeah, I'll
to
take
the
more
response.
questions.
Thank you very much. I wish you a very happy, Easter celebration. Okay, so distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the next 10 minutes, we should be out of this place. Permit me to invite for a presentation of awards before we take the goodwill messages and ask our celebrant to respond so we can go. Let me invite 2 awards will be presented this afternoon, and let me invite in quick succession Engineer Vera Toffon, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, to please present award to the guest lecturer, Dr. Anethia Ukbong. And to receive that award for the guest lecturer would be the chairman of the Oron branch of the NSC himself. Comrade Etemetum, please, you are to receive that award on behalf of the guest lecturer today. Please, can you step forward, Comrade Etem? Thank you. I think you can take the award on this. Okay. Please make your way to the front. Thank you very much. Microphone.
This award from the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Oron branch, is an award of appreciation to you, Engineer Dr. Anethia Ukbong. I hope you are hearing me, Engineer Ukbong, virtually.
Yeah, you should.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Engineer Dr. Anethia Ukbong, Chief Performance Car and Simulation Architect. For your outstanding technical lecture you delivered today, 30th of March 2024, on creating more engineering jobs in AKWA IBOM State, the constraints, the strategies, and sustainability. And this has been during Engineer Dr. Ede Amana, DIC, FNSC, FAIG, OON, Public Lecture Series 1, and induction of new members, is presented to you this day, Saturday, 30th March 2024. Congratulations on behalf of Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Round of applause. Thank you very much. Cameraman, quickly. All right, thank you very much. And also, the next awardee and the last in the series is the gentleman who himself pioneered and brought to the fore the Faculty of Engineering for engineering programs in the University of Uyo. Ladies and gentlemen, the erudite Professor Fola Lasisi, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo. And to present this award, let's invite Engineer Uyai Ekaite, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Please step forward, sir. And also to receive this award on behalf of Professor Lasisi is the current Dean, Faculty of Engineering, University of Uyo, Professor Folarin Alonge. A round of applause for them, please.
Nigerian Society of Engineers, Oron branch, gives this award of appreciation to Engineer Professor Paula Assisi, FNSC, FN, former Vice Chancellor of University of New, for your outstanding contribution to the technical lecture delivered on engineering and technology, getting the drivers of development to the grassroots through mentorship and entrepreneurship. During the engineer chief Asukwo Uwe Memorial Lecture and 50th anniversary of Amana Consortium Limited, presented on today, Saturday, 19th August 2023.
Congratulations, cameraman, please. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, for us to wrap up this event, goodwill messages, then we'll have the honoree of the day speak before the vote of thanks. In 10 minutes, we should be out of this place. Permit me to invite, just stand where we had the presentation of awards, 4 distinguished personalities who have been outlined here by the NSC Oron for a goodwill message. First would be, I think I would love to invite all of them to step out at the same time and take a minute each. First in that list, Professor AKWA, who will be the first, and also we'll have the representative of the President of the Academy of Engineering, Professor Folarin Alonge, and also the President General, Oron Union, Sir Esam Basi, who of course I've been asked to also invite, the honoree has asked that we also invite for a minute to also join in the goodwill message. Bishop Mbwe, I hope I'm not actually, Mbwe, please, I hope I've not actually murdered that name. Sorry, sir. For a goodwill message, please join us. Then lastly, Engineer Etido Iyang, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, should wrap up that session for us. 1 minute each, please. Microphone to them for the goodwill messages. Thank you very much. A big round of applause. Professor Uwe first.
Beloved dignitaries, both on the high table and on the floor, as a Methodist, I would say, worthy is the Lamb. Worthy is the Lamb. Well, I'm giving this goodwill message on behalf of my husband, late engineer Asukwo Uwe, who was a partner to Chief Dr. Amana, the celebrant of today, and our chief. I really thank God that he had been a part of the progress of Amana Consortium. I thank God for the part he played during his days. I thank God for the progress that Chief Amana himself has been able to progress and be able to take this consortium to this level. I pray God to bless him, his family, and I also appreciate the Nigerian Society of Engineers and all the people that are here today. May God bless you all in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished audience, and to our mentor, father in the profession, the honorary of today, Engineer Dr. Edetamana. Let me first commend the NSC Oron branch for doing this while he is alive. It's a big plus. Though long awaited, but it's never late. It's a good development for which many of us are happy about. So congratulations, sir. This message is from the president of the academy. We spoke this morning and has asked me to read this goodwill message. It is with great pleasure and thanksgiving to God to receive the news of the institution of this distinguished lecture series in honor of the foremost distinguished engineer alive in Nigeria today, Engineer Dr. Edetamana. He has been a distinguished engineer of high repute. His company, Amana Consortium, has received and delivered many engineering solutions in infrastructure in Nigeria. In so doing, the company has not only contributed immensely to the development and maintenance of infrastructure in Nigeria, but also provided opportunity for training and capacity building of young engineers who have been mentored over the years by Engineer Dr. Amana. For Nigerian Academy of Engineering, Dr. Amana is a foundation member, a past president, and currently the chairman of trustees. In this capacity, he has continued to provide purposeful leadership in the running of the academy. His contributions to the progress of Academy of Engineering, in particular, and engineering practice in general, has contributed in no small measure to the development of engineering in Nigeria. At this occasion of the maiden public lecture in honor of Engineer Dr. Oron, we rejoice with our chairman, board of trustees, and pray for many more years in good health. We thank the Nigerian Society of Engineers for instituting this lecture series. Congratulations. Signed by Engineer Professor Azikwe Peter Omalo, FNSC, FEH, President, Nigerian Academy of Engineering. And to just add, on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering, we want to also thank immensely to Sir Dr. Amana for his contributions to our faculty. What we have as a faculty today, he has made contributions to the current ICT laboratories we are using. He donated that place to our faculty several years ago, well over a decade ago. Also, on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering, sir, thank you for all you have done for us, and we pray for long life in good health in Jesus' name. Congratulations.
The chairman of this occasion, the special guest of honor, and the celebrant of the day, Sir Dr. Engineer Amana, the president of the New Birth NSC Oron branch. I stand here on behalf of Oron Union, and our goodwill message is in the program that is in your hand. I would like to add a few words that, although not being an engineer, I've had opportunity to see the work of engineers in different ministries and departments in Akwa State. Having served as a permanent secretary in Ministry of Works and Transport, Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal, and a Minister of Special Duties, among others. I've had cause to work with different types of engineers, and I'm very impressed and satisfied with the level of engineering practice in Nigeria. One of my friends, colleagues, including him, yes, I work with him in special duties and even in the housing. impressed by their first outing, all that they have done, despite some few technological hitches, and I hope that in future it shall be improved. I want to congratulate the branch, and that Oron Union is solidly behind you. I've listened to the lecture that has been given online, and I want to say that as a union, we shall set up a small technical committee to look into it, see how we can advise government how to implement some of them. The government role, from what I'm hearing, is mainly policy making policies to give an enabling environment for the practice of engineering. I also encourage government to ensure that they include engineers, because I've seen different engineers from different branches of engineering here came out to be inducted. I'll try to encourage government to ensure that they use engineers from our own branch in all the activities. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
As a sign of honor and respect to Engineer Eti Doiyan, I would like him to speak, and let me speak last.
My Lord, I know you want to do benediction after that question. With due respect to my boss, my father, my colleague, everything in you, Sir Dr. Eden Amana, with due respect to Prof. and the hierarchy of Oron Union, the chairman of Board of Fellows, Mrs. Toffon, the chairman of the branch. I could see the rapporteurs, the two eggheads, the Babalola and Nkome. I want to stand on existing protocol. My Lord, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak before you. Mine is very simple. It's actually to stand out here to thank our father in the profession. When you look at what he has achieved, I saw there was something in 1962, and I said, this man was already exploiting engineering, and yet I was not born yet. And I also remember when we gathered in his house, in some of those outings, and he gave us the experience he had when we were trying to gather data to be able to put in, how would I put it? To computerize, to go computer, and then you used to have these data analysis, in a very long series. And for me, that was getting engineering or working with technology with bare hands. So you actually was the founding father in terms of data analysis and bringing in engineering into computerization. So God bless you. I used to admire you from afar, as I noted in my own write-up when I was an engineering student. But when I worked with you, I knew how simple you are, but very strict in achieving what you want to achieve. I remember one of the meetings we had, both in Government House and at the airport, and you said, Eden, don't you think it will give us better results? And everybody listening to you, and at the end, you had a superior argument into it, and we succeeded in what we wanted to do. God bless you. So today, it's another crowning effort of whatever you are putting in the profession. Because when you can do it wherever in the world, if you don't come back home, it might not stand the test of time. Because whenever God calls you, maybe in the next 50 years, because when we were working together, you were still like this. You're becoming even stronger at this time. So I am wishing you a lot more strength so that you can deploy, for example, the people that have been sworn in today, you know, into engineering fold. They need their experience, they need their tutoring, you know. So I want to thank you, and using that same forum to thank my own brother, the chairman of Oron branch. And I want to declare that Oron branch has been one of the last set of branches that has been established by Nigerian Society of Engineers, but they have been the very versatile, most value-added. So it's very good that you take a bow, and we will report this to the president. I know that the deputy president was here. He just told me